So what happens when a nearly 40-year-old masterpiece gets a follow-up? Rob, you're on.
Rob isn't here. This is Tony.
Okay.
Find out when we review Dr. Sleep.
Tune in to Alternate Ending now.
Welcome to Alternating. We're discovering good movies, one bad movie at a time. I'm film school dropout Robert Jarosinski.
And I'm the casual moviegoer, Carrie Jarosinski.
And while we have different backgrounds and perspectives on movies, our goal is always the same: to help you navigate the cinema world, to determine if you should spend big bucks on a flick rush into theaters, wait for it to come out on streaming, or skip it altogether. This week we're taking a look at Dr. Sleep. If you've had a chance to see it, make sure to leave your thoughts on the movie in the comments below, and subscribe to our channel to stay up to date on all our videos.
Dr. Sleep picks up almost 40 years following the traumatic events that happened at the Overlook Hotel. We see a now grown Danny Torrance, played by Ewan McGregor, following in the same destructive footsteps of his father in an attempt to bury his shine. Ultimately, Danny is able to find some semblance of a life thanks to the generosity of a stranger and also recovering alcoholic Billy Freeman, played by Cliff Curtis, who finds him a place to live and a job as an orderly in a hospice center. He finds a use for his shine in helping those on their deathbed peacefully transition into the afterlife, earning his nickname, Dr. Sleep. When a young girl with tremendous abilities finds herself as the target of a group of transients, led by Rose the Hat, played by Rebecca Ferguson, who feed off the shine of others, providing them eternal youth, Danny is forced to intervene and save her from their clutches.
Dr. Sleep serves as both the sequel to the 1980s Stanley Kubrick film and adaptation of the 2013 Stephen King novel, written, directed, and edited by Mike Flanagan, who many view as one of the best horror directors working today following his takes on Oculus, Ouija Origin of Evil, Hush, Gerald's Game, and the Netflix original show Haunting of Hill House. Bringing Dr. Sleep to life was no easy task, as its predecessor The Shining was mired in controversy, as Stephen King essentially disowned the Stanley Kubrick masterpiece due to its deviation from the source material. As a fan of both the Kubrick work and King, Flanagan was able to pen a script that was blessed by both King and the Kubrick estate. Care, what did you think of Dr. Sleep?
Well, The Shining is a 5-star movie for me and one of my favorites of all time. So when we saw the preview for Dr. Sleep several months ago, I wasn't impressed. And I think I may have even said, "You're never going to get me to see that," I think. And because marriage is about doing things you don't want to do, like maybe 50% of the time, I guess that's why we're here today. So the highlights for me, I really like Mike Flanagan and the way he does horror. He knows how to craft a movie with the right lighting and the right sound effects, and always has a way of leaving me on edge. And next, the casting and performances of villain Rebecca Ferguson and Ewan McGregor as Danny Torrance, I really thought were pretty fantastic. And last, and overall, I was really into the movie and the many directions it goes, but that also leads me into my lowlights. Honestly, it's just too long, and it suffers from the same problems that a lot of movies adapted from books do, where it tries to pack in so much to tell a complete story, and it ends up feeling a bit too packed. And next, and because of that, it also has so many competing plot lines that the movie struggles to connect all the different directions it actually ends up going, which ends up leaving, I think, a few plot holes. And last, and I won't go into details because it's a spoiler, but they make some casting choices in the flashbacks to The Shining that I'm absolutely not on board with. But you'll have to see that part for yourself. So I gave Dr. Sleep 3 stars. I enjoyed it all just fine, albeit not coming close to the perfection that is The Shining. I recommend you save your money and catch it for free on streaming wherever you can. I'm excited to hear what you think about it.
Well, Karen, I'm actually a huge fan of Mike Flanagan, just like you, so I had high hopes for Dr. Sleep. Highlights for me were the attention to detail. You can tell how important it was to care for the visual style of Kubrick in this version. Flanagan and team painstakingly recreated the Overlook Hotel down to the very last detail. Second, the cast. All the way from the leads in Ewan McGregor, Rebecca Ferguson, and Kylie Curran, down to supporting characters like Cliff Curtis, Bruce Greenwood, and even a strange Jacob Tremblay sighting. I cared for each of these characters. Lowlights for me were the cameos, just like you care. There are a few cameos that I won't spoil here, but some work, but there's one in particular that's very, very distracting. Second, the backstory. I haven't read King's novel to know how much of it goes into the origin story of Rose the Hat and her crew, but I would have welcomed knowing more about their beginnings. Third, the scares, or rather the lack of them. There isn't much scary about Dr. Sleep, so while it matches many of the visuals of the original, it has very little, if any, true horror, which I found strange given the source material and Flanagan's background. In the end, it does a nice job bringing together two masterpieces and paying the appropriate homage. I give Dr. Sleep 3.5 stars and suggest seeing it on the big screen to get the full force of the set pieces.
Well, we love hearing from everyone, so share your thoughts on Dr. Sleep. We have other videos like this one that we would love for you to check out. So subscribe to our channel for all the latest updates.
And if you want more details about all the stuff we're up to, including our weekly movie giveaways, head to our website, alternateending.com. We'll catch you next time.
Here's Johnny.
Tune in to alternate ending.